Hey, what's up? Hey, sorry about that. Hey, what's going on, fellow fantasy football freaks? Here we are, another Sunday. We're already 3 weeks into the season. Hey, things are starting to shape up. We're starting to see kind of what teams are starting to do. All the preseason speculation. Is starting to kind of either come to fruition or go to the shitter. Either way, so we have a better idea of what's going on now, and only gold from here on out, I promise. Anyway, love you all. Glad to see you. Those of you that are here. Um, Looks like we've only got a few of you here this morning, but I see that some more are coming in, and I'm trying to get the link out to people, but it's easier said than done when your computer's being slow as shit. Anyway, so got a lot of good info for you guys today. Um, we're going to go over the usual. We're going to go over my sleepers from the 4 major positions, plus my double deep danger dive of the week. We're going to go over defenses, kickers, all that shit. I'm going to go over the injuries, weather report, the usual stuff for your Tinker Stinker Power Hour. Here we go. Week 3. Loving it, guys. Good to see people here, rolling in already. Good morning, Matt. Good morning, bro. All cheers for breakfast beers and happy 420. That's right. Hey, let's get started. Let's get started with the breakfast beer, Hey, going with the Guinness again this week. It's like, why not? So we're going to pour that. We're going to pour this baby. Then we're going to get and then, of course, we're going to light up the ceremonial first joint. Well, first, I'm not going to smoke more than one joint probably. But anyway, so the good morning joint, the good morning beer, we're going to get that going. We're going to answer your questions. I'm going to go with the sleepers, the defenses, kickers, injury, weather, whatever updates we need. We're going to talk about, who to replace with some of these big injuries that are happening. Like I said, you got questions, I got answers. Put those in the comments. So we're going to start off as we normally do with the morning pour. Then we're gonna light up the ceremonial joint, the blunt, whatever joint. It's a joint, and say it's a 1 gram joint. Anyway, we're gonna do all that, and then we're gonna get on with the show here. Matt Hubert says good morning, and I say good morning to you, Matt, and everyone else out there. What else? What else we got? What else we got? Who else is here? Nick's here, but my fucking computer's being dumb, so we'll wait and see what he says when it fucking catches up. Anyway, this is what I'm saying. I need like a $20,000 computer, and I don't have it, but it's okay. It's okay. We'll do with what I got here. The real OGs are here. That's right. The hashtag TyRant gang. Welcome, everyone. Yeah, we got people rolling in and everything. This is good. Mr. Gilson Asher, good morning to you, sir. Good to see you. George, what's up, my man? Nice to see you again. Hey, Lamara, good morning, brothers. Hey, good to see you all. Matt's asking about Najee Harris. We will get there. Michelle, good morning. Good to see you as well. Hey, nice to see people rolling in, and then some people rolling out because they're like, this dude ain't even giving a fucking advice yet. What the fuck is he talking about? He asked you to come on his show, and he's just sitting there with those Niners gear and like fucking talking to people. Hey, I'm saying good morning to the crew. We'll get to the information. We'll get there. Hey, much love for y'all. So let's do the morning pour. We'll light up the J, and we'll get this show on the road, all right? So here we go. Good morning to y'all. It's still morning even on the East Coast. I mean, if you're on the other side of the world, like some of my fans are, whatever. Pretend it's morning, Put on your pajamas, whatever you gotta do. Pretend it's morning, do some yawning, anyway. So here we go. The morning pour. We like a good head on the Guinness, eh? Yeah, we do. There we go. So anyway, nice little head on that there. We're going to let that settle down a minute before we take the drink. I'll put that back over here for you. All right. So let's light up the ceremonial morning, Jay. Wake and bake for y'all. Let's get ready. Let's get this on the show. People are like, hey, you're smoking a J. How the fuck why am I going to want to listen to your advice? You're getting high. I'm like, I've already written this shit down. I already know what the fuck I got to say. The worst you're going to get is me kind of staring at the screen, be like, okay, wait, what did I say there? That's the worst you're going to get. Information's already been done, sober, smart. And even when I smoke, I still know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm not like fucking one of those guys who just gets high. Fuck you. Anyway, here we go. Oh, of course, as we should know, we got White Tahoe cookies. Good shit. It's another one of the Girl Scout cookies strains. Girl Scout cookies, solid strain. So here we go. Got that lit up. All right. So beers up, morning beers. If you got shots, whatever. I don't judge. Whatever you got, let's do it. Here's the week 3. All right, let's get this show on the road. I'm going to answer a couple questions here first off, and then I'm going to go over my sleepers. So we're going to start off with some questions. I'm going to go over the sleepers, then some more questions. Then we're going to go over kickers and defenses, and then more questions, and then injury report and weather, and then, hey, even more questions. That's how we're going to do it. I like it. All right. So let's start off, Matt. Thoughts on Shake My Head? Yeah, Najee Harris. Here's the thing: his rookie season, he showed a lot of promise. That was when the offense was playing a lot better with Big Ben and everything. And then, okay, so we all think like, all right, Najee Harris is going to be a guy that we're going to want to own in Dynasty, that we're going to want to own year to year, that we're going to put in as at least an RB2, right? This year, it's like last couple years, it's just been like, can we even start this guy? Fuck his backup. Jalen Warren has been playing better. He's getting, passes, the backfield. He's scoring more fantasy points. What do we do with Najee Harris? Right now, I'm being patient on him. If you have better options, or if you have decent options that have good matchups and you want to play them over him, I don't blame you. But there's a lot of injuries right now to the running back position. There's always going to be big injuries. Anybody who's like, alive and breathing that you could plug in as a starting running back, he's someone you're going to want to keep. So I'm not saying you're going to drop him, certainly. You could trade him, but what value you're going to get on him? Right now, you're just kind of keeping him and playing him as a matchup based, I'd say, flex option right now. That's kind of where I'm going at with Harris. Oh, yeah. Good morning, brothers and sisters. Thank you for being inclusive. We love it. We got there's a lot of ladies that watch the show. I don't know what it is, Ladies like it. I don't know if it's the goatee, if it's, the whatever it is. The ladies like the show. I think it's the fantasy football advice. But anyway, could be the handsome mug. Who knows? I use my number one waiver wire, says Gilson Asher, on this week on Ford. I like him. Then traded him for Najee Harris. Fingers crossed. Another Najee Harris kind of question. All right. I don't know if that's such a great move. I think that the Browns offense, that their running game is going to be a bit better than the Steelers running game. Although as the season progresses, that could change. So it's not a bad move. I mean, it's just I don't know. I don't know. I like what we saw from Ford, but of course, with Hunt coming in, that's going to take touches away. But we just got to wait and see. Harris, it's kind of the same, like wait and see sort of thing between him and Jalen Warren to see how that works out. I mean, really, honestly, you traded half a dozen for 6, or 6 for half a dozen, whatever. So whatever. Fingers crossed, me too, because I have Najee Harris in a lot of dynasty leagues. So I like him as a player. I just don't think he's in the best offense right now. I think that the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line is going to need to improve before he does. What do you think about Tank Dell over Higgins in bad weather and don't even know if Burrow's playing? Yeah, we don't know what's going on with Burrow, if he's going to play or not. It's hard to tell because you got a Monday night designation, and it's like, well, what the fuck are you going to do? Excuse me. But am I playing Tank Dell over Higgins? That's a pretty bold move. That's a very, very bold move. I'd say Nico Collins over Higgins. I'm not going to put Tank Dell in over Higgins yet. Now, you could make that move. You could do it on DFS. You could do it if you really feel like, you got the balls to do it. Hey, I got some pretty big grapefruit-sized nuts, but I ain't starting Tank Dell ahead of Higgins, even in a bad weather game, even if Burrow's not playing, because Higgins is somebody who can make a lesser quarterback look better, and I'm not worried so much about the weather with him. They're still going to throw the ball. They're still going to need him to catch. I know Chase has been the guy, but the defenses, have been up on him, and that leaves Higgins open. What they don't realize is that Higgins is not that much of a step below Chase. To be honest, Higgins could be a top 10 wide receiver in his own right if he was starring on a different team. Even on this team, he's still like in that range. So yeah, I'm not you know, I don't got the balls for that. These grapefruit sized nuts ain't making that play. But hey, maybe you got bigger balls than I do and you want to do it. Do it. Standard league doesn't make a difference to me. I still like Higgins over Dell. Bench Najee, not sorry. Hey, I don't have a problem with that. I understand why. Like I said, if you have other options, if you have better options, if you've got running backs that maybe aren't usually better options but have great matchups this week, I don't see why you don't do it. However, you have to keep one thing in mind. I'm going to take a look to make sure. Okay, so if I go to Najee, let me look at something here. Now, this week is probably the best matchup they've had all year. So, it may not be the best week to bench Najee. This could be the best week that he has. We have to see. The next couple weeks look pretty good against the Raiders and against Houston. The first couple weeks were against the Niners. We know how good their defense is. And the Browns, who I've been saying all year, have a better defense than people, put them on. So that's why I'm thinking like Najee, it could be his breakout game. We could see that. If Najee fucking shits the bed in this game, I'm cutting ties with him. I'm trading him off. I don't know if I'm dropping him, but I certainly ain't putting him in any leagues. I can see why you're sitting him because you're tired of it, but you might be 1 week. You might it might not be a good week for that, but we'll see. Benching Connor and playing Kelly, thoughts? Nah, I'd start Connor. I don't like Kelly's matchup, and Connor, he gets passes, he gets opportunities. Let me look at something real quick here. So James Conner. Yeah, I mean, I know it's not a great matchup against Dallas. I get that, but the Cardinals don't really they don't have a whole lot going on offense, and Connor's always been kind of solid. And Kelly, I just don't like his matchup. I think it's really close though. I think you're looking about 12 to 15 fantasy points for both. So I don't hate the move, but I'm not doing it. And I could be wrong. Come at me next week and let me know. All right, here's a long question. What are your thoughts on Stevenson and Brees Hall, considering the horrible weather in New York? Start them both. I like Brees Hall. I think people are down on him because now the offense doesn't look as good, but Brees Hall's still Brees Hall. And in bad weather, they're going to be giving it to the running backs. I like them both this week. Matt Huber, ESPN League, Harris, Swift, Algier, or can go guess Gainwell. No reason for that. If you're starting two, it's Harris and Swift. Otherwise, like I said, I think Najee Harris has a good matchup this week, but let me take a look at something here. Got all my information going here. I know Swift's got a bad matchup. Pardon me. Now, his first week, he didn't do shit. But then, of course, last week, Swift fucking tore up the place. And the Eagles running backs, it's hit and miss with them. They could get the attention. The dude ran the ball 28 fucking times versus 1 the week before. Against Tampa Bay, probably around 20 carries. He could be. I mean, I don't know. I think I like Swift. I like Swift a little bit better this week. Let me take a look at a couple things real quick. Oh, my computer's gonna be slow now. Of course it is. Anyway, yeah. Swift this week. I think that's the better move. No, I don't want that up. Sorry, I'm taking a look at my rankings. Because I know there's a couple. God dang, sorry. I don't know what my computer's doing. There's a couple updates I wanted to do. Give me a second, and I will bring that up. Where? Oh, there it is. Why is that not working? Sorry, I actually my computer's being really fucked right now, so I apologize for that. We'll get to your question in just a second. Trying to bring up some information so I have some, something accurate to give you here, but I am lost in Tabland currently. Yeah, I would say start Swift over Harris. I don't see why not. Chris McNally, what's up, man? One of my new super freaks. Shout out to all you super freaks out there. Hey, if you're not a super freak yet, sign up on Patreon. You get one-on-one advice. Yeah, this show's great, but if you want, to talk to me after the show and all week beforehand, hey, sign up with me on Patreon. You get, depending on how many leagues you get, there's different tiers. So, check it out. I'll give you advice. I'll help you win your leagues. 1 league, 3 leagues, 20 leagues. Hey, I'll help you no matter what. You just got to pay up. Anyway, starting Devontae Adams, obviously. London, Kirk, Addison, pick 2. Addison, London. Love him. London showed last week that, hey, they needed a week to be like, dude, this is one of our most talented players. You're going to get the ball to him. Excuse me. Ritter answered. He did it. Made it happen. It's good stuff. Sorry, I got a little frog in my throat here. And of course, great matchup for Addison. Great matchup for the Vikings. That's going to be the high scoring game. Love it. You're starting everyone you can from that game, honestly. I'm not as big. Hold on. Give me a second here. Sorry, having some I don't know what is going on. But I'm having some technical issues. I'm not as big on Kelly. He's like the only one that I'm like, I'm not so sure about just because, Minnesota, they're going to be scoring a lot. I think they're going to not be running as much. So basically the running backs on both sides, I'm not as big a fan on, but all the pass catchers. We may even see some from Quentin Johnston. We may see some from KJ Osborne, but definitely Addison. I'm definitely putting him in my lineup 100%. I'm starting him in every league that I've got him. Bear with me with the technical issues here. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Sorry. All right, I'm going to shut that part down because it is really being shitty. All right. I don't know what happened here. It's okay. So, I got to move my computer when I do this show into the studio from, my kitchen, basically. And sometimes shit goes awry when that happens. Anyway, sorry about that. So, yeah. Good morning, bro, says Heartbeat. Oh, if we didn't, then yeah, London and Addison, 100%. Just because of matchups, because of their abilities. Kirk, I love, but he's going to be like week in, week out kind of thing. I think it's going to be more of a Ridley week this week. Good morning, Heartbeat Singh. Nice to see you. Yep. Yeah, sure. James Conner, Alshire, Javonte Williams, AJ Dillon. Give me Conner. Give me Williams. I actually really like the week the matchup for Williams. I think it's gonna be good. I have Stevenson, Brees Hall, Pierce, James Cook, Miller, White. Wow, picks 2. Standard scoring. Stevenson, and it's definitely Stevenson. The other one's a little bit tougher. I don't like White's matchup this week. Pierce, I just got to see more from him. I love Pierce. I'm a Damian Pierce guy. Dude, he's one of my baby boys. He's one of my sons. He's one of my sons. I'm like a dad. I love this kid. He's not really one of my sons. Could you imagine that? That'd be crazy. No, I do. I love Damian Pierce. Just this week is not that great. Miller, I just want to see what he's gonna be. I think that he's gonna end up being the guy eventually to take over the whole damn team. But I just, this week we got Kamara coming back next week. It's him and it's I mean, Taysom Hill's gonna be doing some too. I'll talk about that actually a little bit later. Um, but we got Tony Jones in there as well. Just a lot of mouths to feed in for the running backs, and I don't know. I'm not ready on him yet. Cook, I think he's good. I just don't like his matchup this week. But so give me Stevenson and give me Brees Hall. Niners and Browns have stingy defense. Fuck yeah, they do. Nice spliffy, yeah. Hey, it's White Tahoe cookies. Good shit. Love it. Mr. Singh, we got Reynolds or Reed, huh? I like Reynolds. I think what he's been doing. Here's the thing. St. Brown, he's great. He's a little bit banged up, though. He might be playing kind of a decoy play this week. And if that's the case, I know Reynolds is a little bit banged up as well, but I don't think he's so bad off. I actually like Josh Reynolds as a sneaky DFS play this week. So if I'm going half PPR between Reed and Reynolds, with Reed, it's just like it's going to be a crapshoot in Green Bay. So I like Reynolds. Connor Ford. Yeah, I don't like Ford's matchup. I'm going to give the slight nod to Connor. Trojan, what's up, TyRant? Javonte or Kelly, what's up to you? I'm going to go Javonte Williams. I think he actually has potential to show that running back two clout that I know that he has. It's just, I mean, hell, I think the guy could eventually be a running back one, if the offense allows him to be. I guess, Miami, who their defense is all right, but I like them better in the passing game as far as the defense goes. They're not as good on with rushing. So, I think that Williams actually could open something up today. One of the things, actually, I was looking at Williams earlier because I got him on some teams of my own. But, Miami, made, Stevenson look good, Kelly and fucking Eckler in week one. I mean, they're giving it up to the running backs. So yeah, I like Javonte this week. Kelly is in a matchup there's going to be a lot of scoring, but I think a lot of that's going to come from the pass catchers. Yeah, I see that. Erica, what's up, my girl? How you doing? Good to see you. One of my more recent Patreons, one of my more recent fantasy football freaks in the hashtag TyRant King. Welcome aboard. You are in the fantasy kingdom. I'm losing it. the fantasy kingdom season long league. Good to have you there. In Flex today, you got London, McLaurin, Moss, or Sutton. I like them in that order. I like London just barely over Scary Terry. I think Terry's going to be fine. I think London is showing that, he's the only pass catcher on the Falcons that I have any trust in right now. It's like the whole damn offense is him and Bijan and Algier kind of working his way in there. Pitts, it's so sad. I hope he gets traded and fucking, revitalizes his career because the guy looks like he's got the talent. He's just not getting, the targets to work. They're double teaming him. It's terrible. It's sad to see this talent get wasted. But yeah, I like London over the so I like yeah, the order that you write them there, that's the order I like them. Good question. Amon Ross, Turf Toe versus the Falcons. I'm thinking of replacing him with Addison versus the Chargers. Thoughts? I get it. I think turf toe is one of those injuries where if he's out, he's out. Now I do see that he could. Okay, so like I said earlier, he could be playing a decoy role. Okay, I let's roll that back a bit. Not all the way. Obviously, I feel like if he's playing out there, you're going to start him, and he's somebody who could, you know, you could go in with the turf toe designation, and then like, oh, okay, he scores, 2 touchdowns, has over 100 yards. I've seen this kind of thing happen before. But what I'm saying is that he could be playing more of a decoy role than he normally would be. So what I'm saying is that you could see more of an even distribution between him and Reynolds versus a much higher target share for Amon-Ra St. Brown. So I think that his target share is going to go down a little bit if as long as he starts, and we're gonna do the injury updates as well. So as long as he starts and everything's okay, I actually I'm fine with him this week. But am I gonna replace him with Addison? That's a close one. Let's take a look at what the injury report says. Let's come back to that one. Right now, I'm saying don't do it. But if we see something on the injury report that lets us, like if he's going to be on a snap share, snap count, I mean, something like that, we'll reapproach that. So I'm going to table that question for later. What's up, TyRant? Getting tizzy with you? Yeah, fuck yeah, Chris. What's up? What's up? Hashtag TyRant Gang. Yeah. Thanks, Erica. Love it. Love my TyRant Gang. Full pick PPR. Oh, wait, full PPR. Bob Dude. What's up, Bob Dude? I like that name. Bob Dude. Full PPR. Pick one. Running back Swift, Najee, Ford. Give me Swift after what we saw last week. And I don't like Ford's matchup. And Najee's got an all right matchup, but it's a risk playing him right now. Cook for sure. What? Oh, Mike. What's up, Mike? Yeah, of course I know. Mike's a buddy of mine. He's here in town, and he's a Bills fan, so of course he's gonna say Cook. Tool guy in the house. Yeah. What's up, Tool guy? Good to see you. Hey, we're gonna have to hang out at Chris and Lucy's and watch some football one of these Sundays soon. I know that they're busy this Sunday because it's Lucy's dad's birthday, but yeah, let's make that happen soon. That was a lot of fun. Anyway, what do you guys think about Wilson taking the number 2 spot over Dillon on the Packers? Yeah, that's interesting. Let me take a look at something real quick. Because I was hearing about this, and here's the thing. We saw a lot of potential with Dillon. Yeah, and it's like rookie season. We're like, oh, okay. This could be someone who eventually could take over that spot. They could get rid of Jones, or Jones could fall back. When Jones is injured, Dillon could make that. He hasn't done shit. I mean, that's been the issue. Like with Dillon, we keep thinking he's going to do something, and then when he gets the opportunity, he hasn't really done anything. Wilson, he's an unknown. He's a rookie. What round did they get him in? Was he undrafted? Hold on. No, I don't think so, right? Wait a second. I'm looking at where was he drafted? Yeah, he went undrafted. I was right. So I don't know. I want to see what happens. I'm obviously not starting him. I'm not putting him in any DFS. I'm not doing anything with him, until I see something. Because, people can speculate all they want. Then he gets no points. He gets no fucking carries or nothing. I got to see something from him first. I do think that there's some merit to it. I think if you're in a deep league, he's a stash. I think he's someone you're also stashing in Dynasty. If you've got some room, I think he's someone you could stash there as well. But I mean, obviously, we're not talking about him this week. We're just talking about it in general. I think it could happen. It could happen. If Amon Ra is a decoy, do I throw in Myers or start Brown because he's a beast? I think I kind of answered that earlier. When I said Amon Ra is a decoy, I mean he's going to play the decoy role more than he normally would. I don't think he's going to be full on decoy unless we see something. So but either way, I'm not. If he's playing, I'm playing him over Myers. I'm not trusting Myers yet. I think that there was a connection with enough connection for Jimmy G with Devontae Adams that we're not going to worry about that. Oh yeah, for sure with Chris. Yeah, let him know. let him know we're coming over. St. Brown or Puka Nakua. Let's table that one for later. Actually, I'm gonna come back to that because I want to see what's going on with the Amon Ross situation. Dylan's been garbage, giving him one more shot in Dynasty today. I don't blame you. Cool, thanks to this, Matt. Good. Hey, we just went on a gauntlet of questions. It's like my show's half over, and I haven't even got to the shit I need to get to. So I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna go through all the shit on my show, and then we're gonna answer questions at the end when I'm doing the injury report and weather report. That way, we know more information about these injuries and can better answer maybe some of these questions by then. Because a lot of stuff just depends on what we're hearing from the coaches. So that's what we're gonna go. That's what we're gonna do. I tried to answer your questions for now, so stick around. And in about a half hour, I'll have better answers for some of those questions for you. Because I'm asking some of those questions myself. I've got St. Brown in some leagues, so I'm waiting to see what to hear about that before I give you a full on answer. So anyway, but we're gonna do right now is I'm gonna go to my sleepers of the week, my 4 sleepers from the 4 major positions, plus my double deep danger dive of the week. That's someone that is started in less than 20% of fantasy, or that's owned in less than 20% of fantasy leagues. That could be a viable starter this week. All right. I usually have my yellow pad of paper, but you know what? I'm trying to be more environmentally friendly here, and I typed it up instead. So whatever. All right. So here we go. For the running back this week, I like myself some Roschon Johnson. There's been some rumors going around that he could overtake Herbert. Herbert's kind of fallen out of favor, and while Johnson's currently the backup, the rumors that as early as this week, we could be seeing Johnson playing more of the RB1 role than Herbert. It could happen. Like I said, as early as this week. Now, I don't know if it's going to happen this week. I think eventually it does, though. I'm even a Khalil Herbert guy. I love Khalil Herbert. But for whatever reason, it's not working out. Yeah. Johnson's the better pass catcher. He looks more explosive. I don't know if he's any faster. I think, Herbert's got some good speed on him, but I think Johnson just overall, he's just built for the part. I like him. The matchup doesn't look good on paper because the Chiefs will likely be ahead the whole game. And while that normally doesn't bode well for a running back in a horseshit offense, which is what we're looking at here, I'm seeing that Johnson will get a lot of targets for that reason. So, I think he's going to be out producing Herbert in general, which could also lead him to seeing more groundwork as well. I think this is a PPR play. It's good for deep leagues, DFS, and for you desperate managers out there nursing all those running back injuries this week. Hey, it's a good start. I like him. At wide receiver, I like Braxton Berrios. All right. Jalen Waddle's out with the concussion. So next guy up, right? Yeah. We've been seeing Berrios kind of play that role, the next guy up role, and he's done pretty well. He did well with the Jets. I could see him doing the same here. He was, if we remember, with the Jets, he was integral for a lot of, it was a good pickup at least for a lot of the playoff teams in fantasy. If you remember, he helped out a lot there. He's a good plug and play kind of player, and he can be a good plug and play option for fantasy as well. So yeah, he's basically at this point then the number 2 guy for Tua. And that's a good thing. He's going to be getting so let's see. Tua's thrown 74 passes in the first 2 games of the season. Hey, That's a lot of passes. Someone's got to be catching them, and it ain't gonna be all going to Hill. So and the Broncos already made Jacoby Myers look like Devontae Adams in week 1. So, and then in week 2, they make Terry actually look scary. So, they're vulnerable. They're vulnerable to wide receivers. They're vulnerable to wide receiver twos. I think River Cracraft is also a kind of an intriguing option if you want like a DFS punt. But I think Braxton Berrios is the more solid play here. I think he's going to get a lion's share of those Waddle targets, and he could produce as a wide receiver 3 or better this week. So there you go. I like Berrios. CJ Stroud at QB. Yeah. Yeah, he was on the injury report all week, but he seems good to go. And this week, he's going to need to score some points to keep up with Trevor Lawrence and the Jags. So I think he's shown that he's capable of doing that. And the Jags have shown that they're vulnerable to the pass. And Stroud showed that he actually has the chops to hang in that department, throwing for over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns last week, scoring over 21 fantasy points against an underrated Colts D. So Stroud's, also got a bevy of developing talent at his disposal with Nico Collins, who looks like the guy we all expected him to be. We were talking him up last year. He's doing it this year. I was talking him up in preseason. I said this was going to happen. And watch, it's happening. We got Tank Dell coming in, someone that Stroud handpicked, and who I say eventually is going to get more and more work. He's got, don't forget there's Dalton Schultz in there. We got some other receivers and backs showing promise. This passing attack could actually surprise people. I'm not gonna say that they're prolific quite yet, but they're a lot better than we expected them to be. So I like CJ Stroud this week in a matchup that, like I said, they're going to need to score some points. Jacksonville's vulnerable against the pass. I think that, if you're in a 2 quarterback league or you're dealing with some quarterback injuries, like a lot of us are, or if you just need a sneaky, cheap play in DFS, I like Stroud this week. At tight end, give me some Zach Ertz. Hey, he's the number 8 tight end in fantasy this week, and that's counting George Kittle's production, and which he did really well this week. So he might be like the top, 7, might be the number 7 tight end. But anyway, point is, guy's a top 10 tight end. We didn't expect him to be. He's an old fantasy darling coming back, revitalizing some of those stats, looking good in an offense that is kind of desperate. He's a veteran guy. He knows what he's doing. They're trusting him with the ball. So, like I said, he's currently tight end 8 on the season. He's going to get a lot of attentions. Or sorry, they're going to need. Okay, so the Cards are going to need to throw a lot. The wide receivers are going to get a lot of attention from the defense, the Cowboys defense, number 1 at this point. But they kind of they want to take care of the best guys. They let the other guys go. Like the tight end position, Conklin, he got 5 catches for 50 yards last week. All right, that's Conklin. I think Ertz is ahead of that. So dude's already got 18 targets through 2 games. All right, securing 6 catches in both games. Now he hasn't found the end zone yet, but that could happen this week. That could happen at any time. So he's still a top 8 tight end with no touchdowns. He scores a touchdown this week, that's automatically going to make him top 10. So there you go. I think that he could do that. So until Trey McBride takes over, he's someone that you can not only pick up this week, but you could actually have him as your starting tight end if you're like someone who's, got Freiermuth or Njoku or someone else who's just kind of not working out, Komet, something like that. You can have 2 tight ends and go committee week to week. Or if you're streaming tight ends, some people are doing that. I think that Zach Ertz is someone maybe you pick up for that you think you're going to stream, but you keep him. All right, like him. Now, for my double deep danger dive of the week, we're sticking with tight end. I think Taysom Hill is somebody who he's a guy that, depending on the week, depending on the situation, he could be given the ball enough times to where he makes that tight end position, or he makes himself very valuable in the tight end position. So like he's going to be playing kind of as like a third running back role this week, but that opens things up. He could be catching passes at the backfield. He could be running it for touchdowns. Hey, he could be playing wildcat quarterback. There's lots of things that he could do. He's the Swiss Army knife, and I think he's going to cut a little hole in your. He carve out a spot in your roster this week. And it's stupid jokes. I hate it. I love it. You probably hate it. Doesn't matter. Anyway, my kids probably aren't a fan. Although my daughter, she loves my dad jokes, but she's 3 anyway. So, but anyway, yeah, we've seen Taysom Hill do this before. He could do it again. If you got Njoku fire move, pissing in your face every week, you might want to change it up this week and go with Taysom Hill. I'm not saying you do it. I'm saying maybe. But it could be a good move. Tight end position's been tough to fill. So basically, if you're a degenerate gambler and you want to take a risk rather than watch Njoku or Fry move shit on your fucking team, you might take that risk. Might be worth it. That's my double deep danger dive this week. He's owning 18% of fantasy leagues. Go get him if you want to take that risk, you want to take that shot, or if you're like in like a 2 tight end league or some really deep league, something like that. Great DFS punt as well. All right, so there you go. There's my 4 sleepers and my double deep danger dive. I'm going to relight up this J, and we're going to move on to defenses and kickers. Then we're going to take a look at questions, the injury report, weather report, and all that. All right. Get those questions there in the comments. Like I said, I'm going to answer them. We're also going to look at some of the St. Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown related questions. We're going to take a look at some of those when we get some more information. I'm going to take a drink of this. Good old Guinness. For those of you like me with Irish background, a little of the old country. All right. Defenses I like this week. Here we go. Seattle. All right. Carolina's going to be starting the Red Rocket, Andy Dalton. Hey, need I say more? Not really. Panthers suck cat shit, and Seattle's D is starting to show up, scoring about, they scored 13 fantasy points against the potent Lions offense last week. This week, they get their easiest matchup so far. We got the backup Red Rocket, Andy Dalton in there. So I expect top 10 numbers from Seattle this week. I also like Cleveland. Yeah, I know they've been mediocre, and but I really like the matchup against the Titans. Hopkins is going to be out. And while Burks isn't really a bust, he hasn't quite developed into a star just yet. So, yeah, I know King Henry's going to do his thing, but I think that the Browns could limit the Titans' production and create their own opportunities to score on defense. Good plug-and-play option this week, the Browns. I like them in defense. And Jacksonville now, they're owned in a little bit more than 50% of leagues, but if they are available in your league, I really like them as the top streaming defense this week. And by that, I mean like a defense that, you're not owning and keeping week to week, but if you're streaming, so like, now I'm going to start them over like the Cowboys or Eagles, and you should have already played the Niners if you have them. But anyway, someone like that. But yeah, other than those kind of solid teams, you're going to start them as probably a top streaming option. I think I have them as like my number 4 or 5 defense this week. It's like them and also New England Patriots. That's another one too. That's going to be a sneaky good play. But I think they're owned more than like a lot more than 50% of fantasy leagues. So that's why I didn't have them there. But for some reason, if they're available, I like them too. So there you go. There's your defenses, kickers, and of course, if you have any more questions about defenses specifically, put them in the comments and I'll answer them. But that's my take this week. I like those 3 plus New England. If somehow they're available, get New England. Anyway, if you want to know what my exact ranking on all my kickers are and all my wide receivers in every position, sign up with me on Patreon. Hey, you get my top rankings every week. There you go. Now, as far as kickers, here's what I want to know. How the fuck are Brandon Aubrey, Nick Folk, and Brett Maher still available in over 50% of leagues? What the fuck is going on, guys? All of these are top 3 kickers this season. Look it up. Yeah. They're or not top 3, but they're 3, they're in the top 5. All 3 of them are in the top 5 kickers this season. Why are they still available? First of all, Aubrey is the Dallas Cowboys kicker. What the fuck more do you need? It's the Dallas Cowboys kicker. Of course he's going to get fantasy points. Unless someone chops his fucking leg off or, something happens to him or he suddenly fucking forgets how to kick a ball, then you're going to use him. The guy ain't shit. The guy ain't fucking it up. He's making his field goals. He's doing fine. So you don't know his name. Who gives a fuck? Another name we didn't know, Jake Moody. Look at that guy. Now he's obviously he's owned like over 70% of fantasy leagues because you see him kicking ass and fucking taking names every week. Well, you know who else is in the top 5? Yeah, Aubrey. Pick him up, keep him. I like that guy. Nick Folk. What the fuck? This guy's always been a top kicker. How the fuck is he owned in I think even less than 20% of leagues? What the hell? Now the Titans aren't great, but they're also not great in the red zone. And they get there, but then they don't score. So they kick. And it's been happening so far this season. Nick Folk, love him this week, love him all season. And also, Maher for the Rams. Now, the Rams are a lot better team than we thought they were going to be, which translates into points of all kinds, including where they got some injuries going on, some weird shit going on with the running backs. So, they're going to come up short. They're going to kick field goals. Love Brett Maher. Love those 3. If one of them are available, I like Aubrey, Folk, Maher in that order. Not just for this week, but just going forward. You may as well hang on to them. There's no reason to drop them, unless you have to. So anyway, there you go. There's my sleepers. There's my defenses. There's my kickers this week. So let's go back to the questions. Excuse me. Oh yeah, we're answering those later. Here we go. Nakua is questionable for Monday night. If I have to, I can throw in Myers or Najee Harris or to the flex, but have them over Nakua. Do I dare? Just wondering if you've heard anything. All right, let me look at the latest update. But from what I was seeing anyway, it looks like Puka is going to be okay. But let me look and see if there's any update. Let's see. He gets a questionable tag, but, they expect him to play. He was dealing with the oblique injury last week. It obviously wasn't a problem. He didn't really re-aggravate it. It's just kind of still there on the. So as far as we know, everything's fine. I'm not going to worry about it. Start Nakua. He's a good start this week. This week for Johnson. Love it. I'm assuming you're talking about Roshan. Like it. I need that shit with Chubb gone. What? I need that shit with Chubb gone. Okay, I see. Got what you're saying. Don says I grabbed Moody. Smart move. So did I in a lot of leagues. Love him. That's just not just a fucking homer pick. Everyone was down on the 49ers. What the fuck? Oh my God, your team sucks. You guys drafted a fucking kicker in the 3rd round. Oh, okay, really? Yeah. Number 1, the guy was the best kicking prospect in 20 years or something like that. Right? Number 1. Number 2, yeah, if you can get a kicker that's like the next Justin Tucker, why the fuck not? In the 3rd round. Number 3, that just shows you how good the Niners are. We can afford to get the best kicker prospect in 20 years in the 3rd round because we don't need a lot of help everywhere. We've already got a damn good team. So there you go. I love Moody. And that's a little bit of a Niners fan talking, I'm sure. Nakua or Zay Flowers, I like Nakua. Easy. I'm not even going to go on that much. Thoughts on Hunt next couple weeks? Thoughts on Hunt for all time is earlier in his career, it was more about him. later in his career, he was already dropping off, and we weren't seeing so much production out of him. And I think we're going to see the same this season. I like Ford a lot better. Scary that at 5:30 this morning, Tutu Atwell points jumped up. Scares me for Nakua. Yeah, but all reports are saying right now that he's going to be good to go. I think a lot of people are worried. Atwell, a reason why his points are going up is because he's good. Because he could any week he could be a little bit over Nakua. I would boost up Atwell, but I wouldn't bring down Nakua. And I'm definitely not saying Atwell over Nakua. All right, so that's that. What we're going to do is I'm going to take a look at the injuries right now. We're going to look at injuries. We're going to look at the weather report, because we've got some possible bad weather stuff going on. We're going to talk about what that could do to some of these guys. And then, if there's any last second questions, we're going to do that. And then we're going to get out of here. All right? Man, time flies when you're having fun. This fucking show's almost over. Holy shit. All right. Hopefully that was really helpful. I mean, I work my ass off to try to get you guys the best information. So far, it's been working out pretty well from what I can tell. So let's just keep going. Let's keep rolling along. Now, let's look at the injury report. Let me bring that up. Give me a minute here. Bear with me one moment. All right. Okay, that's not the right one. Oh, there we go. All right, let's take a look here. Now, like I said, we already know that Waddle's out, so we're plugging in Braxton Berrios. Another interesting thing there too is Durham Smythe. It's another possible tight end winner this week as well. Another good DFS play, I think. Pacheco's hamstrings bother him, but he is expected to play. Another interesting pickup, another plug and play that you could do. Now, I'm not saying to do this in anything but a deep league or DFS is Jet McKinnon. So there you are. No, I'm not about CEH. Fuck that guy. Like I said, we know Eckler's out. I'm not so big on Kelly. I think he's going to be like a low end RB2. Kelly. Anyway. See, Montgomery didn't practice all week. Listed as doubtful to play. So Jahmyr Gibbs, fire him up. Craig Reynolds, another kind of like a DFS punt. If you absolutely need to just plug in a guy for no points, that's what I would do. Anywhere on St. Brown. We're getting there, Gilson, I promise. All right, let's see here. Jamal Williams. Yeah, we know he's out. He's on injured reserve. Burrow, questionable. He's kind of a wait and see. Let me see if I can find something more up to date. Injury report. Let's see here. So, okay. All right. Looks like Jones is going to be out. Let me double check and see if that's updated on Yahoo. Yeah, Aaron Jones is out. So get him out of your lineups if you have him in there. What else we got? Hold on, I'm looking at all these here. We got Miller's going to play. Okay. Let's go to that St. Brown. See what we got. Everything else is pretty straightforward. I mean, like I said, if you have specific questions, put them there. But I want to look at this. Hold on. Sorry. Where is it? Bear with me here. Trying to get the most up-to-date information for you guys. For me as well. I need it. Oh, here we go. Now, here's the thing that I saw. St. Brown was a full participant in Friday's practice. So we know that he's going to play. He's going to be good to go. Reynolds was a full participant as well. I don't, like I said, I think I'm going to stick with what I was saying. He's going to play. You're going to play him. Don't expect him to get as big a numbers. I'm going to play him slightly over Addison. I think you really could go with both. If you feel in your gut that it's like, oh, fuck, I'm worried about this, put in Addison. But we've seen this time and time again where, like, we're worried about a guy and then he fucking blows it up. So I'm going to start St. Brown. But I'm going to expect more of wide receiver 2 numbers from him than wide receiver 1. There are plays where he could be drawing more defenders and getting less targets. So therefore, you get more targets for Reynolds. Not more than St. Brown, per se, but more than he would normally have. So there you go. That's my take on it. I actually think that St. Brown, fine play. I'm not sitting them. Turf toe is kind of one of those injuries where, like, if you're good to go, you're good to go. If you're not, you're not. There's painkillers he could take. There's things that you can do. I think he's going to be fine. I think we're going to see a little bit more Josh Reynolds, but I'm not going to take St. Brown too much. I move him down from a wide receiver 1 to a high-end wide receiver 2. That's about it. So there you go. There's your word on St. Brown. That's what I'm hearing. Thanks, brother, for all the advice again this week. Good luck, everyone, except if I'm playing you. TyRant Gang for life. Thanks, Nick. Thanks for being a great member of the hashtag TyRant Gang. Take your stick of power hours. Dope. Fucking is. You're damn right it is. This show's dope. I want to get back to doing my 5 or 6 shows a week. But like I said, I have to make sure I have the right space, the right equipment. I got to get a crew. I want to do this shit right and blow this show up. This show blew up so fast, I can't keep up with it. I don't have the money or the resources. So I'm building that while, so instead of doing 5 or 6 shows a week, I'm working on things to make sure eventually that I can do the show 5 or 6 times a week, do all my fun shit, all my content, all of it. And there more and beyond, have better content coming out faster, everything. Just, I want to do it right. So in the meantime, hey, once a week, you get me on here on Sunday mornings. I help you out. I give you advice. If you're on Patreon, you get my advice one-on-one all week. So that's what we're doing for right now. And then when I can come back to building the Fantasy Kingdom, come back to building the TyRant Empire, I'm going to do it. And you're all coming with me. I love you all. Hashtag TyRant Gang. I just want to get, see if there's anything else. Matt, thanks for the help, brother. What Nicholas said, good luck to all except TyRant in our league. Do good, just not great, bro. Yeah, I know we're facing off. I got you this week, man. I got you this week. Yeah. After, plugging and playing Debo, because I told everyone, start Debo this week. Start Debo. Hopefully you did. I did, and it did me some good against you, Matt. I think. I'm pretty sure. I'm in like 20 different leagues. Who knows which one? I'm pretty sure that's what happened there. But anyway, I'm trying to look and see if there's any more updates on anyone. We don't know for sure about Burrow yet. I would get, if you have Burrow, I would get a running or a quarterback like CJ. Well, here's the interesting thing is that Matt Stafford is available in most leagues. Excuse me. So you could pick up Stafford and just stash him, because he actually, I think the matchup's pretty good this week. He's going to get you 15 to 20 fantasy points. It's not great, but it's better than like sitting there and then finding out Burrow's out and then having to replace him with McCarron or whatever. Okay, so anyway, that's what I would say to do. I would do that rather. Or if you can get someone like CJ Stroud and you want to start him, I would do that. Pick up CJ Stroud, start him. That way you don't have to worry about Burrow. Or pick up Stafford, just in case. Like if you've got a Burrow stack with Jamar Chase or something, you might want to do that. So there you go. There's my advice on how to handle that and the rest of it. Oh, you got me last week. That's right. I did get you last week. Whatever. Like I said, I got 20 fantasy leagues. It's hard to fucking keep them all straight, honestly. All right. Hey, everyone. I'm going to head out here. Oh, yeah, weather. Fuck, I forgot to do that. Let's go over that real quick. So really, the games we're looking at here is there's a slight chance of rain showers I'm not worried about. We got a chance of thunderstorms in that Chargers-Vikings game, but it's like 10% chance of rain there. The only one that we're seeing a lot of trouble with a couple games are Panthers Seahawks and it looks like Patriots Jets. That's going to be rainy. It's going to be a raining game there, and I'm going to say I like Stevenson. I like Breece Hall this week. Wilson, you're going to start. But for the Patriots, I think I'm going to pull back on all their receivers this week. I think Hunter Henry is the only receiver I'm going to start at tight end position, and I think he's a top 10 tight end. In general, top 15 this week, just because bad weather. But I think it's going to be great game to play both defenses. And then the only other one I'm really concerned about, well, see, the Ravens and Colts, likely you're going to get rain there as well. So, I like Gus this week because of no Hill. I like Moss not as much, but I really like Gus this week. The pass catchers, they're down a little bit. Of course, Mandrews is going to get his. And regardless of the fact that, Richardson's not playing, I still think that Pittman's someone you're going to start maybe in the flex, but you're still starting them. So anyway, we got scattered rain showers going on, possibly Monday night with the Eagles and Buccaneers. So Eagles and Bucks, whatever. I'm not really too worried about that one. It's a 28% chance. I'm not going to worry too much about that. So anyway, there's your weather report. We're going to take a real quick look and see if there's any more injury updates, but I don't see anything of concern that anyone's been asking about. Oh, shut up. Sorry. Okay. Up to date. Roto injury. See. Oh, Kadarius Toney is expected to play. Joe Burrow took the first snaps in their walkthrough, so that tells you something. I think he's going to play. And we're not going to be starting Cam Akers. He's not playing. Cam Akers isn't starting this week, but keep an eye on him the next couple weeks. We'll see what happens, especially if Madison doesn't play well in this game, in a game when he should. That there you go. That pretty much covers it. I'm going to look. Are there any last second questions here? Let's get those out of the way, and then we're done. Addison or Nico Collins. I like Addison this week, barely over Collins. I like Collins as well. If you can start them both, but probably you can't. So if you're going to start one over the other, I'm definitely going with Addison this week. I love that game's going to be a lot of fun. Patriots Jets said it's super windy as well. Yeah, exactly. I'm not starting any pass catchers other than Garrett Wilson. And even then, I'm like, if you have better options, you might go over it. If you're a Patreon member, ask me about and you got like a start sit question on that one, hit me up because it depends. I'm starting him in most leagues, Garrett Wilson, but some others I'm not. Hunter Henry, same kind of thing. Zay Flowers or Nico, I'm going Nico. I like Nico Collins this week. Zay Flowers, like I said, there's going to be some rain going on. I think I like Mandrews more. We saw that when Mandrews came back. Zay Flowers went down a little bit, so there you go. All right. Well, that covers everything, everyone. Thank you once again for coming on the show. Hey, I got to do my little tinker stinker myself. And I got 20 leagues plus DFS to do. And I got 23 minutes to do it. So I'm going to go get on the toilet there and fucking do my shit, literally and figuratively. Anyway, love you all. We'll see you next week. All right. What do we got? Gilson. Hey, thank you too. All right. Love you all. Good luck to everybody this week. Unless you're playing me in a league, then fuck you. I'm taking your ass out. All right. Anyway, till next week, I'm out. Peace.